All right, good evening, folks. I'd like to call the Township of Lopatcong regular meeting to order for October 4th, 2023. I would ask everyone to please bow your head for a moment of silence. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided indicating the time and place of the meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by advertising a notice in the Star Ledger and the Express Times of Warren County Zone and by posting a copy on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Roll call, please.
Councilman Valcaro.
Here.
Councilman McQuaid.
Here.
Councilman Polito.
Here.
Council President Wright. Mayor Langucci.
Here. Need a motion to come out of executive session?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please.
Township Council just met in executive session where it discussed privilege matters involving personnel, attorney-client privilege, and contractual. Minutes from the executive session will be released at such time as the council deems no public harm will come from it. The council will now take action on two personnel matters, number 2 and number 4. In the motion.
Okay.
Wait, motion.
Based on Wade's explanation, I'd make the motion on 2 and 4. Second.
Councilman Valcaro.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Langucci.
Yes. Mr. Paul Kovac, this young gentleman. What are you doing there? Your father?
Yes, I do.
Pleasure.
One of the things I've said several times over the years is about, are you Jets fan?
I'll talk about
I don't know about Jets fan, please, it's not to make you ill. Look back on being people, helping people, community, and it's stuff like this that, certainly helps that out. And it's great when you're young like this to get involved. I'm getting older now, I've been involved for a number of years, so I have a small proclamation here for you that says, whereas volunteering one's time and resources has been and continues to be an elemental part of the essence and tradition of the Township of Lopatcong. And whereas the Township honors those who dedicate their time and generosity to improve their communities, and whereas throughout the year of 2023, Paul Kovac has volunteered his time and efforts to multiple Lopatcong Township events such as Community Day and Easter egg hunt. And whereas Paul's enthusiasm and work ethic has been a shining example to his generation, that volunteerism is essential to the spirit and vitality of this community. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor, the council of the Township of Lopatcong, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, to deem it an honor and pleasure to extend best wishes for a bright future and sincere appreciation for Paul's outstanding dedication to your own town. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Something else I've said several times too over the years, when you've been doing this as long as I have, most people don't want to stick around beyond there, so feel free to leave if you want. If you want to stick around for the meeting and find out what your local council does, feel free to stay.
Thank you.
All right. Public comment, agenda items only. John?
Just a question. On a new business, the business registry, to incorporate penalty scheduler in, what businesses, what type of businesses that pertain?
All of them, any business within the township, correct, Beth?
Yes.
It's something new for this year, basically. In the last year, we've been required to register our businesses.
Okay, and apartments are businesses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep,
All right, I'll talk when it's second reading.
okay. Anyone else, questions, comments? Donna?
Just a couple of questions. Is number 7 in executive session the same location as number 2 in old business?
No.
It's yet another paper street?
It is.
And what street is that?
It's off of Strikers Road.
Off of Strikers Road?
Yeah.
Um,
Are you familiar with that house? It's basically been gutted.
Yes, is that,
To the
that's,
right of that, I guess it would be all correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it'd be to the right of that house.
Okay, the right of that house.
Yep.
Okay, okay. And can you, there was one that you need special counsel. You're executing, getting special counsel. What is that for?
That was for the sewer, Beth?
This is for the Phillipsburg Mall as part of the redevelopment process. You mean number 18?
No, number 9.
Oh, okay, well, number 9, yes, so, we're renegotiating our contract for our sewer treatment with the town of Phillipsburg, and, our special counsel, Derek Orth, who represented us a few years ago, works for Inglesino and Taylor, and we are retaining him again.
Okay, thank you. And, okay, yeah, so number 18 is for the warehouses. That's
For the Phillipsburg
That's
Mall.
for the Phillipsburg Mall?
Yeah.
Where-
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Bruce?
Bob Bruce, 11 Harwich Road. The call-out fee for the zoning officer, could you explain that?
Yes, we have agreed that if we call him out during his non-working hours, because he only works for us part-time, actually 1 day a week, that we will pay him for that. We will compensate him for that.
Okay,
So if he's here anytime other than Tuesday, right? He's here Tuesdays?
Yes, we have to specifically call him out.
okay, so Tuesdays is work day and any other time, okay.
Anyone else, questions, comments? Hearing and seeing none. Moving to old business. Number 1 are the minutes of the executive and regular sessions for September 6, 2023. Anybody got any additions, deletions, corrections? Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcaro,
Abstain.
Councilman McQuaid,
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Menducci.
Yes. Number 2 is ordinance number 23-20. It's the second reading and public hearing to vacate Paper Street known as Winter Hill Lane to become part of the adjacent lots. Need a motion to open up to the public?
Motion.
Motion. Folks, questions, comments? Donna?
Just a quick, both parties were notified?
Both parties, to my knowledge, have been notified, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Questions, comments on number 2?
Mayor, just to put this on the record tonight, this paper right-of-way connects to an undeveloped property that we've often referred to as the bowling alley lot. It's a very narrow but very deep lot that starts at Belvedere Road. And this is one of 4 paper roads that actually connect with that particular property. And the thought was that if that property was ever developed, we wanted to make sure that there were numerous access points. So if it was developed for another subdivision, you'd have numerous traffic flow paths to get in and out of development. If you do approve this vacation tonight, there would still be 3 other paper roads that could be developed in conjunction with that track, which is adequate in my mind. So I don't think you're harming the developability of that property by vacating this particular right-of-way tonight. So thank you.
Well,
No?
just a quick follow-up on that. So that's zoned residential, so are you
It is.
saying it's, so if somebody wanted to build some houses back there, there is access in 3 other spots?
There's 3 other
Yes,
locations.
Belvedere Road.
That's the main frontage,
Outer
but there's
Horn.
one from Bellevue Crossing, there's one from Brakely Park,
Right,
and I think there's one from Country Hills as well. There's 3 other locations,
yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
plus the frontage on Belvedere. Thank you.
All right, need a motion? Motion to close to the public? Motion. I'll second it. Motion to act?
Wait, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcaro.
Yeah.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Menducci.
Yes. All right, under new business, number one is ordinance number 23-21. It's the first reading to amend chapter 86, business registry, to incorporate a penalty schedule therein. Questions, comments, gentlemen? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcarro?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Councilman Polito?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Under the consent agenda, items 1 through 18, is there anything that you want pulled out? Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcarro?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Councilman Polito?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Council reports? Rick?
Mayor, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of our DPW employees and the Lopatcong Township Fire Department for their duties in participating in our annual town cleanup this past Saturday. Many constituents have commended that this is a blessing to have, and I'm truly happy that it's a service that we can continue to fund and provide for our town's residents. I, for one, am very appreciative of the service, as I too use it as an opportunity to clean out.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Belcarro?
No report.
Nothing? Mr.
I
Polito?
just want to say at the townwide yard sale held last month, raised over $1,000 for the Lopatcong Fire Department.
That's great. I know they were collecting quite a bit of money. I was at the pool. So that's going very smooth. The longer we do it, the smoother it gets, so. I don't know that it's as well attended, but that's probably a good thing because it means people are getting rid of their junk, so. But anyway, as Rick said, it's been a great thing. So, I was asked at the last meeting about all the dirt and all the stuff going on out on Strikers Road by the old Berry Plastics. Come to find out that all that dirt was moved to pour some concrete pads for some chillers that'll be going into that building for the operation there. I do have, that property was sold. It is owned by LRE Strikers 2. It's an LLC out of Camden, New Jersey. The outfit that's operating out of there is the Oishi Farm Corp. With a 190 Strikers Road, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. So I believe, Donna, you had asked me what was going on there. So that's the information that I've gotten on that. So other than that, that's it. So, Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now that you've granted a final payment for the Baltimore Street work, I will work quickly to get that project closed out with the Department of Transportation and get the rest of your grant monies released at this point. And then my understanding, I guess, since the last meeting, there were some complaints regarding a trucking operation on Strikers Road, K&S Enterprises, which was something that was approved by the planning board back in 2018. And there is a large truck parking area that was approved as part of that application for up to 43 truck parking spaces. Just so you're aware, there are some incomplete improvements on that project that we've been looking into. We're going to be issuing a report to that property owner. My understanding is that you may have received a complaint about either excessive truck parking on that lot, something that may not comport with the approval. So we will take a step back and look at that particular issue and report back to the council in the next couple of weeks on that. And that will be in addition to the report we'll be issuing on the fact that the improvements have not been completed by the property owner. So we will take a look at that. Just so I think, so the council's aware, there was testimony when that application was reviewed and approved that there would be 40 to 55 trucks entering and exiting that site on a daily basis, mostly tractor trailer. It's basically a truck terminal. And there was over 100,000 square feet of industrial buildings that were approved by this board in 2 phases, I should say, by this board, by the planning board, in 2 phases on that particular property.
All right.
So, but we will look into it and see if there's something that doesn't align itself with the approvals that were granted by the planning board, and let you know, and then obviously contact the property owner and the zoning officer at that point.
Anything else for us tonight?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chief, other than what you've given us?
My monthly traffic report for you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For the month of September, we had a total of 162 traffic stops. And of those 162, 30% of those were issued traffic violations. And of those issued traffic violations, about 23% of them were tractor trailer drivers.
Okay.
And it's my traffic report for the month.
Thank you. And you've reminded me that we did get approval from the county. They've,
Oh, on the ordinance,
Yep.
yes.
so we just got that within the last couple of weeks. So I guess now our next step will be to order signs, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll have to install them. So we have finally gotten a go-ahead from them, so.
It's been a long process.
It's
but
been a
here,
long process, so maybe we can garner some money out of it.
So we'll take some steps to take advantage of that for sure. So,
More welcome to back a car up on my lawn, you can make some, occasionally maybe I'll run some water out there.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And
Thank you,
Mayor,
Mayor.
just one thing, and
Yes.
this relates to Jason's report. It was brought to our attention that the county may need to do another sign in Harmony Township to keep trucks from proceeding down 646 if they're traveling south on 519. And we did talk to the county administrator today, Jason and I, and the county administrator was receptive to doing some additional signage to try to keep truckers on 519 and not proceeding straight into 646. He asked me to send him an email, and I did send him an email since I've been in the building here tonight, so that they get that done, so.
They seem very receptive to that.
Yeah.
Chief, I got a quick question.
Sure.
Relating to the truck stops, what some of the streets those violations happen on, if you can recall it?
I really don't know exactly where the trucks were stopped,
Okay.
but I would assume most of our activity for tractor trailer stops are out on Strikers Road at this time and
Right.
Belvedere Road.
Okay.
Of the two, yeah. But right now, we're not issuing too many summonses for them on Belvedere Road.
Right.
But that will
happen.
coming in the next month or so.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I did finally see one tractor trailer pulling out of Red School Lane the other day. I saw that, so it's the first time I've seen that. I've seen a lot of other things, but it's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Could
you.
I ask Paul a question? Just regarding the stops, when you say stops, are they trucks that are in operation, or does that also include trucks that are parked where they shouldn't be parked?
23% of the violations that we issued were tractor trailer drivers. So, yeah, they would be moving violations.
Only moving violations?
Yes.
So we have nothing yet on whether or not.
Yeah, I don't believe that any of these consist of parking violations. These violations,
Yeah, because
they're all moving.
we all know we see them in front of the library, and we see them,
Yeah, which is out of our jurisdiction.
okay, I understand that, but they're,
Sure.
yeah, we had a 3 tractor trailer accident that closed 78 in Pennsylvania for 27 miles, 8 hours today. So it's, jurisdictions, whether they're our trucks, small warehouses, I mean, it's all the same game, guys, right?
Yeah, we're all doing our piece.
I know,
All right.
I just
Thank
wanted to distinguish whether or not those are only moving violations or they included parking violations.
Yes, sir.
All right, I need a motion to approve department reports.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve bills?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcarro,
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid,
Yes.
Councilman Plato,
Yes.
and
Yes. Folks, questions, comments? Yeah.
Kind of following up from a couple of months ago, and this will be the second or third month, I had asked if the town could do 3 things, and we're getting those reports. I appreciate getting those traffic reports from the police chief. So thank you for that. And I think, Paul, if I understood right, you were referring to the question I had raised about whether H&S was a legally
KNS.
KNS.
Yeah.
K&S, okay.
Yep.
Because I actually think I had H&S, but regardless, it's the one on Strikers, it's.
Correct.
Right, the old Wicks
That's correct.
Right.
lumber. And so we've determined that overnight parking is legally allowable there. To within the confines as Paul laid out, 40 to 55 daily, and you'll follow up on whether or not they.
I haven't confirmed anything. I have to look into the zone. I know there's incomplete work.
Right,
I have to look at the zoning aspects of things and see if what's taking place there aligns itself with the approvals that were granted by the planning board. So I need to look into that based on the complaint that you filed. So we're going to do that.
okay, well, thank you, because again, I just needed to know whether or not they're allowed to do that, and that's, you know. And then the other issue was that regarding the photos that I had distributed 2 months ago, and I followed up with you, Mr. Mayor, is there any action taken as regarding having our attorney contact those businesses?
You're referring to the two on 22?
Well, Richie, where they're making that illegal left out, and B&B Trucking, who was the driver, and, you know, they're both major warehouse, USPS warehouse, what, you know, just get on the.
Yeah, it's really more of a police matter than it is
Well,
an attorney matter.
I'm not asking for anything, I'm just basically restating the idea that, you know, it wouldn't be a bad thing to put a letter out there to these people, just, you know, to say, hey, I think the way I word it is, you know, we believe that your business, the people operating in your business are contributory to repeat traffic violations. Could you look into it? Kind of get on, you know, because frankly, Mr. Mayor, again, I commend you for recognizing Frenchtown as a no violation community. You know, I mean, we need to kind of do what we can do, because they all kind of are trucks in our warehouses at our local stage. I did ask before about the consent agendas. That was my mistake. There's about $450,000 going to the Department of Public Works. Just, that's like normal expenses. It's a lot of money.
It's normal expenses when you need to replace equipment.
Yeah.
So again, we're trying to help those guys out down there.
Exactly.
The money that sails over my desk, not only in my personal job, but here, it's incredible.
Okay.
And it's not just the money you spend, as not a lecture, but, you know, I'm going to be getting out at the end of the year, but you know, you've got contracts coming up, you've got fire apparatus. I mean, it's incredible. Just our ladder truck alone, if we have to replace that, that's going to be somewhere between $1.5 million and $2 million for one piece of equipment that you may or may not use. Hopefully you never use it. You know, so it's not, at least the road crew stuff. I mean, we know we're going to use that at some point. One of the things when I got in here was we had some used trucks that we had bought from other municipalities while I was on council. Bad move. Nobody gets rid of a dump truck until they have to. It's not like your car where you may want to upgrade or trade it in every 4 or 5 years. Those things are usually shot. It's like forklifts. I've been involved with buying some forklifts over the years. Nobody ever gets rid of a forklift till it's too late. So you can put a coat of paint on it, but it's still not forklifts.
I'm just basically asking, like, this
It is a lot of money.
It didn't come out of left field.
No,
You
that's
knew
fine.
it was there, because it's a lot of money, you know.
Trucks are
50 million for a park.
Trucks are
This is
necessary.
1/30th of a park.
Trucks are a necessary evil. Obviously, this building, we just put a new generator in here a couple of years back because the one that we had was from the old municipal building.
World War II.
Yeah, this municipal building's been open since September of '97, so that's 25 years.
Well, probably built good then.
So, yeah, but the new one probably won't last that long. But anyway, and the same thing with DPW. Those are two critical areas that I feel, obviously, if there's a power outage here, this whole building needs to be operable. Don't forget our police are out of this building.
Right.
And the same thing with our DPW. They need to be able to go and move the best they can. But I will, you know, but take a look, again, I will go back, take a look at your tax bill. Your tax bill's been good. My taxes are the same as 2016, which that's saying something. And we've been able to, you know, buy some new equipment. We've gone through a good time. We've had a good run here. Our cops are up to snuff with what they need in their cars. So, you know, but yes, I would agree. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Presentation was canceled tonight on the pool.
On the park
That'll
complex,
be-
yes.
that'll be
Yeah.
going.
That'll be next month.
Okay, and last question was 3rd and 25, when he scrambles and they're holding Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, please.
Okay.
This just came, yeah. You know, I guess if we're dumb enough to watch it at this point, then, you know. But I did, yes, it was ridiculous, so, anyway. But thank you. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Tom?
I just want to echo that. Thank you so much for giving the DPW guys some new equipment. Some of those things, like I've said in the past, their equipment looks like it should be in the shed at the Warren County Fair for, antiques. And they really deserved an upgrade, so thank you for that. On the flip side, what are we doing? What's going on now with Twilight and Eagle? Because Eagle's now moved the,
Barriers?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. So
Yeah.
Andrew was out there the other day again?
Yeah, he's been
So-
asked to go out.
So I know there's a court date coming up, I believe, on the 17th for Twilight. Is that what he said? Yeah, so,
at the planning board, was it the planning board that the quick check came up? Where was that? Or was that here?
It was here.
It was here, that they came and did that quick presentation. They want to do the quick check at Twilight. Is that where it is? Twilight, right?
just so it's not, it's a Wawa.
A
But there
Wawa,
is- But
sorry.
there's a quick check
Yeah.
going in Phillipsburg, so
Yes, Wawa, the
Yeah.
Wawa that they, yeah.
Yeah.
So
heard
that's,
nothing more on that.
so I guess my theory is they're probably going to ride out Twilight because they know they're getting bought. So they're just going to continue to make money on trucks and they know that there's nothing that you can do about it. I think that's what is going on there.
Well, we have fined them, so, several times. And like I said, there is a court date coming up on the 17th, so.
Do we know how much the fines are? Because they're probably not enough to what they're breaking in on truck
$250, I think is
parking.
what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
exactly.
not a lot, so,
Yeah, they're making more than that, so they don't care about the fine.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, okay. And Eagle, we're just waiting on a court date. October 7th, you said? Beth, I'm sorry? 17th?
Yeah, so, but they did move the barriers, yes, I noticed that.
Yeah, yep, okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I live at Berkeley Gardens Apartments.
Can I
Yes.
have your name and your,
I'm sorry, Dawn Paulus, apartment E4. On August 10th, I received this notice. And it says that on the 14th, they were going to inspect the structure of our apartments. Well, only certain ones, they would pick this one and that one, they weren't going to do them all. Well, it just happened that they picked mine. The two maintenance men that came around with this man, they stayed outside. The man came in and he trotted right through my apartment, and the next thing I know, he's taking pictures. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, for the bank." Took the bedroom, then he went and took the bathroom, even pulled my shower curtain over, took a picture, went to the kitchen, and I was so beside myself that if I had thought twice, I would have knocked the camera out of his hand and stomped on it. Because I don't want my personal things in a picture for some bank or whoever he was taking the pictures for. And if you're not home and they pick your apartment, too bad, they're going to go in and inspect it. Well, is this fair to the people that aren't home and they're in there taking pictures of your personal things? And not only that, they just don't, well, I don't know. He just did what he wanted. And if they're going to take pictures of the structure, which this says the structure, why don't they go into an empty apartment and take pictures? I don't want my personal things taken in whatever they're going to do with these pictures. And I want to know what our rights are if we have any. I went up to the office about this and they said, I said, "It don't say anything about taking pictures." And they said they didn't know this man was going to take pictures.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this would really come down to the rights and whatever lease agreement you have with the company. It's an issue for like a private attorney to look over, but in lease agreements, they have the right to enter apartments, to check for issues, whether it's structural or habitability or anything like that. It's not uncommon for these lease agreements to have those.
So you can't really do anything about it unless you get your own attorney to fight it for you.
Unfortunately.
Right. And one other thing, on July 22nd, at 7:30 in the morning until 1:30, the smoke alarm went off in the common area. It was a Saturday. I called the emergency number, and the man says, well, I'm at Cordless. I'll get there if I can. Now, the smoke alarm is going off. And I said, well, if you aren't here by tonight, I'm calling the fire department. So, anyway, they finally came over, and that was about 7:30 at night, and they changed the battery in the smoke alarm. I didn't know the other smoke alarms in the building was going off. I thought it was just at my apartment. Well, for 2 days, smoke alarms went off in our building. For 2 days, they did nothing about it. I called the second time on Sunday, and I called the emergency number. Leave your name and number. Leave a message. Now, isn't that nice for emergency number? So anyway, everybody's outside, smoke alarms are all going off, and this is Sunday morning. A man from the fire department came, the police came, and I left. I don't know whatever happened, but isn't that nice? What if you called 911 and they said, oh, leave your name and number, leave a message? I think an emergency number should be answered, not a recording and leave a message. That's all I have to say. I'm not happy with a couple things.
All right. I don't know exactly what we could do. That's a private entity out there. We do have a rent control ordinance in the township. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot that we can do.
Well, I figured you couldn't do anything, but at least now you know what goes on over there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things.
Yes, you wouldn't believe.
One of our rent control meetings.
Yeah, we do have a rent leveling board. If you could attend that meeting, maybe.
I've gone to the meetings,
Okay.
but my problems didn't,
Your problems aren't really gonna be solved there either.
no,
Yeah, so,
thank you, no.
Yeah.
Because mine isn't rent.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming. John?
Just coming up to reiterate situations with our landlord in Brakely Gardens. Right, and there are more and more people that are coming and that I've heard about or that have spoken to me. There's one who is being charged for sewage and water that I know of. Two, I know one personally that I spoke to, the other one, somebody else. And it's outside of the rent, and it's more than 3% of the rent. In fact, she said it was $50 to $60 a month. And then there's another individual who's still, I can't figure out what she's actually talking about, but she still has some kind of an $825 penalty fee for not paying her rent on time. She's telling me something about waiting for the rent to come from Salem. This is in text messages, she's telling me this. Now, I don't know whether Salem's still involved in some of those apartments or not. You see, and
I thought they had sold everything, but it was,
I don't know. I don't know, but she's calling myself and the treasurer, not calling, but texting, calling the treasurer and texting to me. I've invited her to come to these meetings to try to see what she's talking about and say some things. I've invited her to come to rent living board meetings. And also, if it's happening to 3 or 4 people, it's happening to many new tenants with most likely with the water and sewage. And probably, and the one woman with the penalty fees is also on a month-to-month lease, and they're charging her $50 a month in addition to her rental portion of that lease. And I thought we had decided with Joe Merlot's situation that they couldn't charge that additional $50 a month on top of the, outside of the rent. All right, so that's going on. Now, this is just to let you, to let council, you mayor, you Jim, the attorney, Lou, and Rick, that these things are going on. I know we can't do anything unless the individuals come and talk.
Right.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know.
Send the complaints to the municipal building. They have
Yes.
to bring them.
Yes,
If they have copies, you can email them to me.
yeah,
I could discuss it with the attorney.
okay, I'll try to
Hopefully,
see.
I have to see what it is,
Yes,
see if it's within rent control jurisdiction.
I understand that, Jim. I understand that all along. It's trying to get the individuals we speak to act for themselves, and it's not easy, all right? Thanks,
All right,
thanks,
thank you.
council. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. My name is Suzanne Butler. I live at 22 Fox Farm Road. I caught everyone's debris when that flood came on the 16th of July. And DPW came out. They did a pretty good job. And I just wanted to see I spoke with Chief Garcia a little bit prior to the meeting, and he said they're still working on things. I don't know that they're planning on digging that creek any deeper, because it's definitely higher than what it was prior to that flooding. And it's hard to see, but the DPW dug it all out. I probably had about 15 feet of debris blocking my bridge. The creek was diverted into my property, and then part of it went down the road and into my neighbor's basement. But once Chief Garcia said that they're gonna remove all the rock that they had piled up, that they had dug out. Once they remove that, you'll be able to see it better, that creek bed's way higher. Now, I don't know what the plan is, if they're planning on doing that deeper, if that's gonna be allowable with wetlands and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. You know, that's not something you can just take a backhoe in there and start digging.
I know.
You know,
We talked to FEMA about the possibility of obtaining mitigation monies to do a project on Fox Farm Road to improve the roadway edges and prevent it from collapsing into the stream, which is done periodically over the last 15 years during these very heavy rainfall events. It's probably happened 5 times over the last 15 years that I'm aware of. And we've had to rebuild the road a couple times in that area. So I think we need a more stable and permanent shoulder. And we're looking into trying to get monies to be able to do that. I actually think there needs to be a wall put in along the edge of the road with some guide rail being mounted on the
at
wall,
least, you know.
so that the road's not falling into the stream and to stabilize that edge.
Well, that'll be ugly, but.
Yeah, well, I
Help
mean,
with that. I mean, I'm not, like I said, once that rock that they piled up is removed, you would be able to see how high that is. I mean, the creek is leaching into my property. It's just,
Yeah.
it's probably at least 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet higher than
what it was.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what, I'm also gonna have to do some work around my bridge, and I don't know what has to be done when you do that.
Yeah. Is it something we can go take a look at, or we really
We are,
can't? I mean,
we're in the
you know.
process. I was there today with Chief Garcia and Brian Weeks. And we're going to be putting together, we already put together an estimate to do some more permanent improvements. And that estimate has to be upgraded, and we have to have a more detailed plan to give to FEMA to support the funding request. So that's where we're at right now.
Right. I'm also just like the stone that they piled along the roadside. Before that was like level, and then it dropped down to the creek. Now there's stone there, and I figure in the winter, if we actually get snow and they plow, that's just gonna shove all that into the water, into the creek. And it's gonna be my problem again.
Stone is a temporary measure to stabilize the bank.
Well, that's not something they put, this is just when they dug it out to clear it so it could go underneath my bridge. Because from my bridge upstream was probably about 20 feet of debris. And it blocked it totally, and the creek came into my property. So, yeah, I mean,
Are you the one right before the Harmony line?
I'm at the bottom.
Okay. Because there was a house over the Harmony line, it was, the whole front yard was.
Oh, is that where the truck went in?
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh.
But in riding up there, because I was up there that Sunday morning.
Yeah, I'm three above I'm the fourth one, I think, above the factory
Okay,
on the right.
okay. You're past Osmond's and then, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to
Well, if FEMA's involved, if I could tell you that something's gonna happen fast, I'd be,
I'd know better.
yeah. So,
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you. Anyone else, questions, comments? Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Folks, thanks for coming out.